Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to our NFB Muslims Group event on digital business cards and networking strategies. Thank you all for joining us here today. My name is Tasneem Al-Shuli, the chair of the NFB Muslims Group, and we'll have an exciting topic for you all and even more exciting presenters who will engage us on specific areas regarding our theme today. So before we get started, let's talk about housekeeping. And I'll have Jafar Al-Gaili, Massachusetts member of the NFB Muslims Group, to introduce himself and talk about housekeeping.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, from wherever you're joining us. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jafar Al-Gaili. I'm a member of NFB Muslims Group. I also do technical support and other work. Please keep your device muted when not presenting or speaking. You can always use the raise hand feature or the chat feature to communicate with us or with the host. There will be time after the presentation for a Q&A or more personal hands-on questions if needed. And that will all be considered during the presentation. If you don't mute yourself, that will happen automatically from me as the co-host. Please enjoy the presentation and don't be afraid to ask any questions.
Thank you, Jafar. And anytime in the presentation, if you want to put things in the chat, Jafar is keeping an eye on that as well. So we also have our presenters today. The first one is going to be Ahmed Dama, New York, president and member of NFB Muslims and president of the NFB Muslims of NFB of New York at large chapter. Sorry, Ahmed, I ruined your title. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ahmed. I am in the state of New York, and I currently serve as she says, president of a large chapter of the New York affiliate and member of the NFB Muslim Group. And I work as a paralegal with regard to freedom of information law requests. And I look forward to talking with you guys with regard to my apps. My app that will be very useful to you guys. So,
thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you.
Okay, the next presenter that we have that we would like for them to introduce themselves is Lisan Hasnain, NFB of Minnesota.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Lisan Hasnain from the great state of Minnesota, and I'm excited to be here and share my app with you. And I am currently a rising senior at the University of St. Thomas. Jazakallah khair, Sister Tasneem.
Yeah, thank you. And then we have next Abdullah Al-Shuli, member of the NFB of Arizona.
Hello, my name is Abdullah. I'm happy to be here to support the training. I'm glad to meet all of y'all.
Can you talk about your occupation?
I'm currently employment specialist and orientation mobility instructor at Savvy Service for the Blind.
Awesome, thank you, Abdullah. And then we have the last speaker of trainers who's going to be talking about digital business cards. We have Brother Christopher Idris Crowley, Arizona, member of National Association of Black Leaders and NFB of Arizona.
All right. Hello, everyone. It's Christopher Idris Crawley, former member of the NFB of South Carolina State Board, recently moved to Arizona. So I'm a new member of the Arizona affiliate of the NFB. I'm an excess technology instructor, and I currently serve on the communications committee of the National Organization of Blind Black Leaders.
Thank you, Brother Christopher. Okay, so now I will have Sister Heather Albright to introduce herself from Texas and a member of the Texas affiliate as well. And also talk to us about our group and who we are as the NFB Muslims Group. Go ahead, Sister Heather.
Okay, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, wherever you are. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sister Heather Albright. I am a member of the San Antonio chapter of the National Federation of the Blind. And I want to tell you the purpose of this group is that we are the NFB Muslims Group. We are trying to create equal access within both the blindness community and the Islamic community and provide equal access to both groups. Both spaces of organization, and you can contact us at nfbblindmuslims.org.com.
nfbmuslims@gmail.com.
Yeah, at Gmail. Sorry, at gmail.com.
Perfect.
But thank you for joining us. We all appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sister Heather. As for me, I'm Tasneem Al-Shuli. I am the chair of the NFB Muslims Group. I'm also an active member in the Arizona affiliate and the Tucson chapter, as well as the student treasurer for the Arizona Student Division. And I do want to proudly say that I've been scholarship winner nationally twice. And the state scholarship of Arizona, state Arizona scholarship winner twice as well. So I'm glad that the presenters are here and they're introducing themselves. As you can see, our group is very diverse and we are nationally, we have members nationally and internationally all over the world. And that actually creates a huge opportunities for communications and connections and networking. And to provide resources for each other as Muslims and provide resources for non-Muslims as well. So we welcome anyone and everyone who's interested to, come into our meetings and interact with us. And we have a very open door policy, and as our commitment as the NFB Muslims Group to the NFB Federation is to provide training, technology training every year. I don't know if some of you know that we're famous for the Zoom training for the past 2 years, but today we're doing something different. So thank you all for being here. And anytime you have any questions, if you want to reach out to us in a follow-up, just remember to email us at nfbmuslims@gmail.com. And we do have social medias like WhatsApp, so Facebook and YouTube and so on, and a listserv as well. So if you would like to subscribe. Okay, so the purpose of today's training quickly is to go over some digital business cards that we all here, the presenters have gathered information on and worked so hard to prepare the presentations for us today. And you can see it goes from something that you will see that it will go from something that you already literally like native to something that's more involved, and we will transition from native to something more involved as well, and high tech to a higher tech. And then we will first start, before we do that, actually, we'll first start about specific networking strategies, just to set the platform for those digital business cards that we're going to talk about. Okay, I hope that sounds good. I'm going to keep moving on because we have a full agenda. Okay, so when we're talking about networking strategies, is first to know where you're going. For example, if you are going to a social event, or if you're going to an employment and career fairs, to know your audience and who you're gonna interact with, right? And who's gonna be there? Like if it's an employment fair, what companies are there? So that will set up what you need to prepare for. Okay, so things to prepare can include preparing an elevator speech, for example. Abdullah, do you want to talk about what is an elevator speech?
Yeah, sure. So the elevator pitch is basically a 10 to 30 seconds presentation, not necessarily a conversation. It's part of a conversation that talks about you, and it really has 4 key points. To narrow it down, a lot of people just say start talking about yourself and what you want, but really, as you're preparing it, just focus on 4 points: who you are, what you're doing right now, and if it's relevant to the context, like Tassim was saying, it's all about the context of where you are and who you're talking to. So who you are, what you're doing, your past, if it's relevant, what are your future goals, focus on that, and what do you want out of the conversation. A lot of us just stick to the future goals and don't really make it relevant to the person that we're talking to, but really making it relevant is gonna help you connect on an even higher level with the person that you're connecting with. So what do you want out of that specific conversation? And then that will lead the platform for them to remember you when they're looking back through all the contact cards or contact information that they've gotten. But also when you're reaching out to them, if you got their information, you can reference those specific points that you addressed, which will jog their memory and make that post connection run a lot smoother. So again, it's your name, who you are, what you're doing right now, what are your goals, your overall larger goals, and why. What do you want out of this conversation? What are some of the near term goals that you want to achieve with the person that you're talking to?
Thank you, Abdullah. Another thing that you also should prepare beforehand, it depends on the context, is your resume or CV. And then how to present yourself professionally and formally. With that, not just what you're saying, also how you look and what you're wearing as well, right? And so now, most importantly, is to prepare your contact card or your business card. Any means of having your information given to distributing to people, right? So the information that you would want to include in your contact card, like we said earlier, it depends on the context that you're attending, right? The context that you're going to be involved in, the purpose of the event, and it depends on your purpose, your goals, personal goals of attending this event. Okay. So if you're going, for example, to get a job employment, so you have to the card that you're going to share, your contact card, has to reflect your goal of having a job. So they need to have contact to you, like your email and so on. And so that's what we're going to talk about specifically. I've been mentioning venues and contacts a lot, but what are they specifically? So there are informal spaces like social events, for example, like, birthday parties, holiday parties, and so on and so forth. And that goal of this event is just to socialize and to, make more friends and grow your network socially. And then there are formal spaces such as conferences, academic conferences, if you are, in academia, or business conventions as well. And there's conventions as well, like the NFB convention coming up, and that's why we think that this is going to be helpful for the convention coming up. Job fairs and employment events as well. So there's two contexts, social and professional, informal and formal spaces.
Just if I can add on to that, you never know who you're going to meet where. You could meet somebody very relevant to your career, maybe getting an internship or even employment at a birthday party. Always present yourself, and of course related to the environment. You're having fun at a party and so on, but still maintaining that professionalism and the information on your card, your name, your email address, the information that you have on there is still professionally presentable.
Thank you, Abdullah. And actually that transfer us to the next slide of what to include on the cards themselves specifically. So number one, what doesn't matter what context or what event you're going to, you have to have your full name, email address, and or phone number. Okay, so those are the basic 3 necessary things to have on your business cards. Additional information that you can have, depends on the context again, is your resume or CV, social media links such as LinkedIn. It depends on what, again, the goal of your event and what is your expertise. If you want to have your social media be Facebook, Twitter, and so on, if you're a journalist or a blogger or so on and so forth, right? So again, using those elements that we're going to discuss now, is it depends on your context, who you are, what's your business, or what businesses you wanted to interact with. Okay, can I ask for people to mute, please?
Onda.
Okay, so social media depends on, again, your context and what your business is and what you're hoping to communicate with people, right? So LinkedIn is always okay, but other social medias, it depends on your context. Your website, if you have a business and you have a website, that's perfectly fine to add on your contact card. Business address and phone number. Other options that you may think about is like surveys, for example, or Google links, such as Google Forms or Google Slides, like if you have a PowerPoint presentation about your business, or Google Docs, like a specific document that you want to share, or sheets, Excel sheets, and so on. So again, anything digital that you would like to share that's relevant is perfectly fine, and please be professional. I do want to go back to an emails. Sister Heather, do you want to talk about more professional emails sounding, especially when in a formal context?
Sure. I recommend that if you're doing a professional email, to not have Funny Jones or Baby Joe at gmail.com, to have a more professional email like Mr. Whatever your name is, and then at gmail.com, or you can use outlook.com, or you can say, like, if you know what job you want, you can make sure that that job will like, if you want to work for Microsoft, I recommend you get an Outlook account, because that's with Microsoft, so they know you are already want to go in that field. And if you just want to have a professional email with Gmail, just make sure it's professional. It's not Funny Jones at gmail.com, because it's not professional to have an email if you're going to send out on your card and you're sending out a resume. It looks better if it's professional.
Definitely. So no big mama or anything like that, unless you're going to a social low-key event. But again, like Abdullah said, some social events, you might have a really good opportunity for networking. So I want to open it up for the presenters here if they have anything else to add in terms of networking strategies before we go on to creating contact cards and so on.
Seems that no one raised his hand. We can move to the next part.
So the next slide is going to be Ahmed. Ahmed, do you want to unmute and talk about your part? And then you start your presentation.
Hello, everybody. Well, most people that who use iPhone, this application is familiar to. This application is a contacts app that comes with your iPhone, right? And you can use that app to create contacts. It's a simple app, but it's very powerful with so much information that it can take. So in this presentation, we're going to just give a brief overview of what kind of information actually you can put in your contact, right? There's just you have so many options of including URL, email addresses. You can include a lot of information in that simple native contact app. As I said, but very powerful app for the iPhone. So yeah, let's, I guess, get to the video.
Contacts, test job, search.
Okay, so
Search
now we
field.
have the
You guys
contact
can hear it?
here.
Yep.
So we are gonna click on add on the right button here.
Add button. Text field.
So
Is
here
text field.
we can put in someone's first name here. This is where you put in the first name. We're gonna navigate by flicking left and right here. So let's just flick to the right.
Last name.
Last
Text
name.
field.
This is where you can put in
Double tap to edit.
someone's last name here. and it will organize it by someone's last name here, depending on the last name here. So let's click the right.
Company. Text field.
You can put in the name of the company.
Double add phone button.
Add phone. If you click here, this is where you put in the phone number.
Add email button.
Add email. So if you click on here, you can also put in your email address here, right? So let's click here.
Add text field is editing.
So you can put in the email address, and once you create the contacts card, you can just click on this email and it will take you to your mail program on the iPhone to automatically start drafting. So let's go to the right.
Add email button. Ringtone. Default.
We're not gonna discuss that.
Text tone. Default.
These are just some options you have here.
Add URL button.
Add URL. Add URL is set, but at URL, Uniform Resource Locator. This is where you go to add in whatever the company's website, right? Let's say that you work for the NFB, then you would put nfb.org here, and it will create the link that would link to the page of it, and you can just click on it. It will take you directly to the to your company's website, right? If you have your own company, you can actually link it here too.
Add address.
Add address. You can put in the company's address, your business's address.
Add birthday button.
Birthday. You can put in that if you want to. It's self-explanatory.
Add date button.
Add dates. It's generally the date of creation when you create that contact, but
add related name.
Related
button.
names, right? So this is more like if you were to put anything, like what kind of like related name, right? It could be any kind of name you want to be referred to by. It could be, right? You could label it as a coworker. You could label it as a bunch of things here, right? For example, for a family like relation, you could put a sister brother here. If you click on here,
add social profile.
Social
button.
profile, right? Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. You can add all of that here if you wish to. The username or the link to that page.
Add instant message.
Add instant
button.
message.
Notes.
Notes. This one is where you can put in any kind of notes, right? You can put in, let's say, if you're a business, you can say, I would like to be reached out at this time, or this is the operation of my business hours, right? So you can put that.
Notes. Text field.
Notes. You can put in the notes here.
Double tap to edit. Use the rotor. Add field.
Add
button.
field, right? This is where you can put in your job title, and you can actually add more stuff, information that you want to add here, right? You can put in your job title, departments, or whatever actually other labels that you want to put in. If you click on this, you will have those options to do so. So this is really generally how you create the contacts. Once you're done, there is a done button, right? Cancel.
But done.
Okay,
Dim.
done button. Right. So if you click on here, you will click done, and your contact will be created. So let's just now
cancel button.
Cancel here.
Lists.
Okay, now let's talk about how we, when we receive a contact, right? You can also share a contact, by the way. So someone is going to share their business card with you through the contact app. How do you add it to your, save it to your contact? So let's just go and find out. We're going to go to my messages here.
Messages.
So we're going to go here.
Rashida. Fat time. Val. Dictate. Fat time. Maka. Arafaj. Fat. Rashid. Val. Dic. Surd. Maka. Techno. Mariam Adam Jama. Attachment. One contact. Select message.
For Miriam, we have a business card that he or she attached, right? So if we go here.
Messages. Vertical scroll. Diana Cronus. Olympus. Fill type contact card.
It said Diana Cronus, Olympus contact card, right? Olympus is the name of the company. It's not like to us here. So let's just click on this so we can read. It's a contact card. So let's click on here.
Diana Cronus.
Okay, so now since we have clicked on this here, we have
Olympus. Diana Cronus.
It said Olympus.
Olympus. Message. Button. Call.
We can
button.
message them or call them.
Video. Button.
them.
Mail. Dim.
them.
Pay. Apple.
Pay.
Mobile. Send message. Create new contact.
So
Button.
we can create a new contact here,
Add to existing contact. Create new contact.
right? And
Button. Add to existing. Create new
let's
contact.
click here.
Create new contact. First name. Text field. Is editing. Diana. Insertion
So
point at.
now we're given these choices so we can edit these information if we wish to. But since you already gave us the business card, we don't need to edit anything because we already have the business card here. So let's just
Add photo. Done. New contact. Done.
let's click it down
Button.
here.
Okay, awesome. So that was Ahmed. Do you want to talk more about your video again? Do you have anything else to add, Ahmed?
So that is a simple overview of the contact app. As I said, once you create those emails and web pages, they will, if you click on it, they will automatically take you to your preferred browsing website to click on. But throughout our presentation, during the Q&A, if you have any questions with regard to creations, we can also cover that. Thank you.
I do want to add that this is an iOS contact card, and another way of sharing a contact card is through AirDrop. An AirDrop, you can just when you said to share contact on the contact card that Ahmed created, or if you're going to create it, there's an option for AirDrop, and so you'll see a list of people that their Bluetooth is on, and you can just automatically AirDrop it. And then once you click their name, they will get notifications to accept or decline, and hopefully they will accept it, and then hit done or create new contacts, and then done, and that will save it. So
yeah, in general, sorry, I'll just
ahead.
just add that yes, also with iOS 16, if you have a 16, iOS 16, it does different grouping, right? It will group them differently. If you have iOS 16, you have iCloud, Gmail, and so on. So it will group different things differently. So if you click on all my contacts, it will show all of your contacts. And with iOS 15, you don't have that kind of choices, but with iOS 16, it will start grouping them differently depending on the contacts, where they are located.
Sister Heather, you want to talk about that?
The difference is between 16 and 15. 15, it has iCloud contacts, all contacts, and no contacts. You have to have iCloud contacts or all your contacts showing, otherwise you won't be able to find your contacts. With iOS 16, the contacts app has tree view style. So you have to make sure if you want to show all your contacts that you can see them, you have to open as tree view. If you have all your iCloud contacts and all your contacts. And just remember that if you or no contacts, which is the last tree view. But if you don't have that tree view pulled down, as like if you think about it pulling down, like so you can see the branches of a tree, you won't be able to see those contacts on your phone in order to share them. So that's the only difference is iOS 15 has less maneuverability than 15 does. I mean 16 does. So just remember that they're still there, but you have to open your tree view in order to see them.
Thank you, Sister Heather and Brother Ahmed. Anyone else from the presenters would like to contribute to iOS?
I don't see any raised hand or anything in the chat. You can move to the next one.
Awesome. So the next, so we started out with iOS, and now we're going to transition to Android. And specifically, the presenter will talk a little bit more about their video and how he's using the Android device. So again, we're just giving y'all like things that you guys might already have in native to, just in a creative way of using it when you're in those contacts, in those spaces, right? For business or socializing or formal or informal spaces that we talked about. So the next speaker is Hasnain, Lisan Hasnain. Do you want to unmute and introduce your video?
And I'll be going over how to use and create a contact within the Contacts app of the Braille Sense 6 Braille note taker device. And the unique thing about this device as some of you may know, is that it's half Braille display or Braille note taker and half sort of Android tablet. And yeah, you can, as I might mention in the video, you can add a contact using the inbuilt address manager, which is found in the main menu. But I'll be going through how to use the actual Android contacts app on that site. Hi everybody, hope you all are doing well. My name is Hasnain and I'll be guiding you through how to add a contact on your Braille Sense 6 using the Google Contacts app, which can be found under the All Apps section here on the Braille Sense 6. So I'll be going to the main menu by pressing the F1 key, which is the function key above the Braille display itself, and it's the first sort of oval shaped keys on the far left below dots 1, 2, and 3 and backspace. And now from here I'll be pressing dot 1 to go to all apps, and now that's my list of all apps. Now from here I'll be pressing dots 1 and 3 until I get to the contacts app itself. So now I have
Sorry, y'all.
reached the contacts application. I'll be pressing dot 7 or enter. So right now I'm on a sort of a contact that I made while testing out this recording, and I'll guide you through how to create a new contact. So now I will just cancel out of this. And so now I'm on a list item called favorites. So now I'm at search contacts, and as you can see, I have 400 contacts, which is a lot of contacts, and it shows the favorite contact on the top and the rest of your contacts. But now I'm going to go to the top to find the create new contact button, which is the topmost item. So here I will press enter. So we're presented with the cancel button just in case we click this by accident. So now I'm going to press the down arrow key to kind of navigate through this. So we have the save button here at the top. We have the option after this to add the contact photo, which think of your contact card here in the app as like a digital version of a business card. So some business card might have photos of the people that you're meeting with, but it's completely optional to keep one. The next item here is identifying where my contact will be saving, which will be saving to my Google account with that email address. So next there's an option called show more, but what we want is below this. So the item here is name, and so I'll be pressing enter on this edit field. So first name. So we'll come up, this will be sort of a test contact, so I'll just be making up a name here called, first name will be Hassan. And now I will be pressing F3 which is next to the kind of Alt key, which is the oval shaped key to the right of the space bar. Now edit box will be last name is the next one, and I'll be pressing enter here. The last name I'll be giving this sort of person is Raza. Now I press tab again. So we have the option to show more edit fields, and let's press enter here. So it brings you to the last name. Let's tab here. So we have the option for suffix, and let's say junior. So we have the option to collapse the name fields. So I'll just press enter on this for now. So now I'll tab past this, and now we're presented with phone. So let's tab again to get to the edit field, pressing F3. So now we're on the edit field, and so we'll be pressing enter here. So now I'll just be putting in a phone number.
Number sign 61223271324.
I'll be pressing F3 to go past this. So here we have an option to select the phone type. So if this is, let's press enter on this button to see where it takes us. So it gives us options like mobile, home, etc. But I'll just keep on mobile. So I'll press enter. Now I'll press F3. Keep pressing tab. Now we have the option to delete. Now we have the option to add another phone number and put its phone type as well. So I'll just tab through this here. And so now we get the heading of work. And we have the option of adding email addresses. And this is a kind of important part of a contact card. But for now, let's just say that I only had the opportunity to grab somebody's phone number. So for now, I'll just fill in their phone number. And this is the email type. And you have the options of home, work, other, custom, etc. So I'll be pressing enter on home. So now it brought me back to the phone field. So I'll just tab through and see what we get after email. We get to add two more email addresses. And we have something here called more fields. And we'll press enter here. You can add like a phonetic first name, a nickname, organization, company, and these are all edit fields. You can enter into them by pressing the .7 or enter key, or by pressing any of the routing buttons above the braille display. And so now it brought us back to the phone field. But now if I want to save this, I can hit space with dots 4, 5, and 6, and it will take me to the bottom. And it has, before I continue, it has some options for adding the address, the zip code, and more detailed contact information. You can even add somebody's website. And now I have navigated to the save button, so we'll press save. So now we're brought to the contact. We have the option after pressing F3 to add this person to our favorites, or we can edit the contact, and we have more options here as well. So let's click under this. So we can create a link to this contact and share it that way. We can delete the contact, and we have an option here that says share. So let's press enter. And since I saved this contact to my Google contacts, it's backing up my contact here to the cloud, so I'll be able to access this on other devices that are signed in with the same account. So I've pressed enter on share, and we can send it via email. And there are some suggestions of some options you can get here. So you can use nearby share, you can use Bluetooth share, you can which are options to share wirelessly, or you can send it via your other applications. So thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I look forward to your questions. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Thank you so much, Hasnain, for your video. Do you want to unmute and talk about anything else that you want us to know?
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
So those are some options for kind of sharing your contact at the end there. I just wanted to point them out. So on Android, similarly on iOS, you have AirDrop. We have something similar called Nearby Share and Bluetooth. But then also you can create a sort of a link to your contact card, and you can turn that into a QR code, which we'll be discussing inshallah later in the session. One of the brothers here has a very cool app in regards to that. I don't want to spoil it here, but anyways, so just one thing I want to point out is that, let's say, for example, I created this contact. Now that it's saved to the cloud and I have my Android phone with me, I can go to these meetings or networking sessions and share it through my other devices. So that's kind of what makes this app really robust, is you can add multiple things as similar to the iOS app to your contact and then share it in multiple different ways, both high tech and low tech as well. So Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for allowing me to present for this session here today, and I'm looking forward to the next presenters.
Thank you, Brother Hasnain. Okay, so now we got something, we went over the iOS and Android, something that you guys might have already readily available and quick and easy to do. And now we're going to transition to something that's even more involved. And so we're going to do an actual digital apps right now. But still within the contacts lens. So this app is a QR code and barcode scanner. This QR code and barcode scanner is found on the Apple and Android App Store. So you can download it for both devices. And it's very accessible, and the privacy is listed on the Apple Apple and the app description as well. And so here, what's interesting about this app is it can be shared digitally and or printed. You can print the QR code or share it digitally through email, AirDrop, messages, and so on, as we discussed earlier. So it is also a scanner, so it has a scanner, be able to scan any QR codes or barcodes out there, so it's very universal. And then specifically, the scan app is the bottom left button. And what's interesting about this is the QR codes created by this this app is also enabling allowing your cameras, like if anyone doesn't have like a smart QR code scanner, your camera can also scan this the codes that are created through this app. So you can use your smartphone apps to scan, or anyone can use your app cameras to scan the codes that are created from here. More specifically, Abdullah, are you here yet? Okay, so more specifically, let's go into details of how to create your contact using the QR and barcode scanner app. So when you first download it, it automatically gets you to the screen of the scan mode. So it is already, the camera is on and it's looking for a barcode. So we don't need that option right now because we want to create a QR code. So we're going to go to the tab that says My Codes on the bottom. Tab on the bottom, and then there's going to be the add button on the top left. So you click that, and then gives you a screen of options to choose. It gives you options to choose what formats of QR codes content that you want to create. There's websites and so on and videos, and there's so many options, but one of them is creating a contact, and so we're going to select that. And then so we edit the necessary fields. So it's similar to the iOS and the Android contact card that we mentioned earlier. So it's going to ask your name, the name that you want to put in, first and last name, website, a company, and so on and so forth. So you can edit those fields. And then once you've finished editing those fields, you hit the button Create on the top right. And then it gives you another screen of the QR code that is created for you. It doesn't take seconds, it like automatically does it. And it gives you options under that QR code to edit. So you can edit the design of the QR code. Some QR codes, you can have specific logos or pictures on there. So and it has different already designed QR codes. So it's really cool and you can customize your QR code. And you can also edit your content, and that doesn't really necessarily change the QR code, but you can change the content. Maybe your last name changed, or maybe your email or your address or the website, company website, or you moved jobs, and so you can go ahead and edit those, and it doesn't impact the QR code that was created. And then it gives you the options to share the QR code through email, text message, AirDrops, and so on. And so the QR code is shared as the QR code. And so you can share it. You can also print it. And then if you want to print it on a sticker paper, so you can stick it on your badge if you're going to a conference or convention, or, employment fairs and career fairs and stuff like that. Or you can have it printed on a piece of paper and placed, on the tables or something. And then the QR codes can also be put on a PowerPoint presentation if you are presenting at those conferences or conventions or any spaces that you're presenting. So it's really cool and interesting ways and creative ways that you can do with all of that. And what's interestingly is when you create this QR code, it actually saves it in the app, and you can create other QR codes like it doesn't have to be relevant. So we can create so many QR codes with different content, and it all keeps it under the my code QR code tab on the bottom. So we do have a question. Can you unmute from, what was the name?
Misty Kinziski.
Hi guys, I'm here. So actually hi guys, thanks for the presentation first of all. But my question actually involved the Android and Apple contact cards. I know you moved on to something else, and I'll just wait until the end if you'd like me to, or I can ask now, whatever you'd like.
Yes, please. We would like for the Q&As and discussion be towards the end.
Okay, sure. All right.
Thank
thanks.
you so much.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, please do your questions and discussions. Let's have them, like, feel free to put them in the chat now and write them down and stuff, but let's have the discussions towards the end so we can maximize, this presentation. So Abdullah, if you're here, if you want to add anything, this is a really, it's a free app. There's like a paid versions and stuff, but there's a lot in the free section that you can do. It's readily available, and it's so easy and smooth to do, and you can be as creative as you want. So if there aren't, oh, go ahead.
Thank you for picking up the slack. I apologize for the difficulties. But no, you covered everything and it was very detailed. That's exactly what it is. It's such a what's great about it is that it's such a universal app, and it's a free app, and you can do a lot with it. Very dynamic. The QR codes, any scanner will scan and interpret that link that it creates. If it's a contact, the link, it'll pull up in the contacts. All the person recipient would have to do is hit done or save. It'll all be auto completed for them. So thank you for talking about that, Seem.
Yeah. So the receiving end of this, like once you create it and share it with people, they will be, like Abdullah was saying, they will be able to scan it with any scanner, right? Whether if it was from this app itself or a camera. So it pops up as a link, and they can, for this, for example, actually it doesn't pop up as a link. If you're creating a contact card QR code, it's going to actually pop up on people's devices as a contact card. And so you can use the methods that we discussed on iOS or Android to save and create new contacts. Okay, so it's really, really smooth and easy to do. And if it's a website, if the QR code that you're creating is a website, it will actually pop up as a website, and videos and so on, depends on the formatting they're used. So it's really user-friendly, and it doesn't complicate things at all. Okay, just make sure that you hit accept if you receive if you're sharing it, just making sure that that your person that you're sending it to is actually creating, saving them on their devices, because it will go away if you click away from it. Okay. Any other comments on this, Abdullah, or anyone from our presenters?
Just notice for the audience, every app that we talk about that's not downloaded by default, we're sending, beside the resources we're providing with, we're also sending in the chat in case someone needs to get to the link directly.
Yes, thank you so much, Jafar. Okay, so now we'll have Brother Christopher Idris Crowley to talk about traditional business cards and non-traditional, which are the digital business cards.
In the interest of time, I'm going to fly through these points, and then we'll get to the demo of the app I will be presenting on today. So first things first, when we talk about traditional business cards, of course, we think about the, plastic or, usually paper business card. These cards are usually mostly inaccessible. Of course, you'll come across a card every now and then that may have Braille, but that's usually manual work. I do remember in the past, APH used to have a Braille stamp that you would have to pay $60 for. But again, it's limited on how much information you can include in that, and it's time consuming as well. So when you receive a traditional business card as a blind person, and I'm speaking from the perspective because we understand the spectrum and everything. We have people who still have usable vision in the blind community, and we have people who don't. So for me, when I receive a paper business card, I may sometimes be able to feel the information on that card, but I can't really decipher it, right? I would have to scan it on my phone or something in order to retrieve that information. So traditional business cards are mostly inaccessible. And they also impact the environment negatively. There's 7 million trees every year that are used in the creation of these traditional business cards. Don't know about you, but I don't want to be responsible for that. Don't want to play a role in it, right? And we already talked about limited space. These traditional business cards aren't very big, so there's only so much information that you can include on it. For me, I have a long name as well, so that's going to take up a lot of space, and then I have to consider what other information I'm going to include in it: the title, company, phone number, email, all that good stuff. There's only so much you can do with such a small card. And also outdated information, right? Positions change. You may move to a different company. You may get a promotion or something like that. Anytime your information changes, you're going to have to go through the process of creating that card again and getting it reprinted. So all of this considered, the traditional business cards are really an inconvenient option for professionals and those using to network in that way. And also when you give someone your business card, for example, there's no real way to determine whether or not they've used it, they've stored it, they've input your information using the contact cards we discussed earlier. There's no way to determine whether or not your card is still in their possession or your information they're holding on to. And now I want to move over to the benefits of digital business cards. Digital business cards are an interesting option because it fixes many of these issues found in traditional business cards. The first one is improved accessibility. So with digital business cards, you don't have to have a physical card. I do, and we'll get into that a little later. But you can exchange information right from your phone through these apps that we have. You also have a QR code that you can scan as well. Dynamic updates, right? So if that information changes, it's instantly changed with your digital business card. Enhanced customization. So when you have a digital business card, it's almost like a mini website or a web page, right? So you can customize all of these things. You can customize, with the dynamic updates, your information, of course, right? But you can also add things like videos. You can add social media links. You can add your resume to your page. There's a lot more that you can do with digital business cards. So they're not as limited as the traditional option. So with all that said, let's go ahead and play the audio. All right, so let's have a brief look at the Link app. This app is spelled L-I-N-Q. I just want to let you know right off the bat that it's not fully accessible. There are some accessibility barriers here, but it is usable. So the first thing we want to do, if we downloaded this app, is I'm going to assume that you have already purchased and have received the Link business card. It's a physical card that you can purchase, and what you will do is use that card to share information, whether it be the QR code attached to the card or by tapping the card on an iPhone or an Android. Now, what we want to do is activate that new card, and the way to do that is simple. What we're going to do here is make sure that we are on the Home tab.
Home button.
And we will get to that in a second because that's one of the accessibility barriers that we will encounter here. So I'm going to go up to the top of the screen.
Edit profile button.
And what I'm going to look for is a way to activate my new card.
Share button.
And I am swiping right as you hear this. This share option here gives you additional ways to share your information, whether it be through a link or email, text message. You have a few different ways that, QR code, a few different ways that you can share your information here once you have your card active and your page filling up with information. I'm going to continue swiping right.
Scan biz card button.
Again.
View tasks button.
Again.
Activate a product button.
So this is what I want here, activate a product. I'm going to double tap here.
Activate product. Watch how to use link products button.
And I swiped right, and what it gave me is an option to watch a video discussing how to use the link products that you purchase. They have a few different products here. But right now we're going to activate a card. But before I do that, I already have one in my Link account. And the thing with Link is if you upgrade to the Pro plan, I believe I pay $5 a month for the Pro plan, you can connect, I can't remember, I think it's around 3 to 5 cards. And you can assign them to different pages as well. Me as an entrepreneur, I have a card for my day job, I have a card for my NFB work, and I have a card for my business. So let's swipe right.
Activated link products. List start. Link product NFB card /Christopher_Idris_Crawley. Button. List end. End main.
All right. So this is one of the cards that I have connected to this account, and you can rename your cards once you do, so you know which ones that you're accessing. So this one is called NFB, but I'm going to activate this new card.
Activate product button.
I'm going to double tap here.
Activate web dialog. Activate product.
All right, and let's swipe through.
Choose an activation method. Image. NFC reader.
I'm going to use the NFC reader because this will allow me to just tap my card on the phone and it will pop up with the steps that I need to take in order to activate it. So I'll double tap here.
NFC. Activate product. Ready to scan.
Ready to scan.
Hold near NFC tag to scan.
All right.
Web dialog. Welcome. Web dialog. Button. Close.
So what happened there is I tapped it to the back of my phone. And in iPhones, you can tap it to the front or to the back, I would say quarter of the phone. So it read that I did have a card, and it pulled up this page that we're about to swipe through now.
Link card blue. Image.
Link card
a blue card with white text on a white circle.
That's the color of card I have. They have a variety of colors. It doesn't really matter to me, but I'm going to go through.
Web dialog. Image. This product needs to be activated. If you are the owner of this product, please activate it now before sharing it with others. Activate my link card blue button.
We're going to double tap here.
Blue sky, moon. Watch how to use link products. Activate product button. Click the activate product button below to start the product activation process. Main, land. Watch how to use link products. OK. Button. OK. Link product NFB card /Christopher_Idris. Link product NFB card / link product Christopher's link card blue /Christopher_Idris_Crawley. Button.
All right, so there we go. It was as simple as that. Basically what you do is you go to the activate button, you check or you double tap on the NFC option, tap it to the back of your phone. The steps will pop up and you just hit activate again and you're all good. So now I have this card associated with my account. What I can do now, what I want to do now is show you some of the accessibility barriers that you will encounter with this app. So I'm going to go down to home.
Home button.
All right, and then I'm going to swipe right.
Button.
Notice how it says button, right? This is an unlabeled button. but it doesn't react like all unlabeled buttons. And what I mean by that is once you activate it, it begins to read the actual label of the button. So if I double tap here,
Pages.
it will let me know that I'm on Pages. And these are the areas that people are going to be sent to when you when they scan your QR code or when they tap your card on their phone. And I'm going to swipe right again.
Button. Games.
Double tap here.
Contacts. Games.
Contacts, these are the contacts that you, this is the area that you will go to access the contacts that you have made, the people that you have interacted with. All right, so we'll swipe again.
Button. Gift card. Analytics. Gift card. Logo other.
All right, analytics. And analytics is a beautiful thing when you're dealing with digital business cards because you can check who has interacted with your page and what aspect of their page they have interacted with. So if they've texted you, if they called you, if they emailed you, if they've watched a video, if they've downloaded a file that you've put on your page, whatever they're doing on your page, you can access that information here. I'm going to swipe again.
Button. Menu.
Menu. So this menu is going to give you options relating to your account that you can sort of mess around with. So I'm going to go back to home and I'm going to check out some of the options that you have when building your page.
Button. Home.
All right, so I'm going to look for edit profile.
Edit profile. Edit profile. Button.
It's my lucky day. Double tap here.
Profile. Image. A person smiling and posing for a photo.
All right. So here I am on my profile, and what I want to do is view it as anyone else would. Of course, you can edit the information that you have here, but let's view it.
Button. Game. Page. Preview. Image. Preview.
I'm going to hit preview.
Christopher Idris Crawley.
All right.
Profile. Save contact. And this is your link page. Hide instructions. Button. Show instructions. And banner.
All right, I had to get rid of those instructions. So let's swipe through the page to see what we have here.
Profile. Image. Main. Landmark.
You have a
A
profile.
photo containing an adult.
You have a profile image here. So I suggest if you're going to put an image up here, if you're looking for professional networking opportunities and contacts, just make sure you're not putting pictures of your dog or cat up here, that, you know, you're putting your best image forward. I'll swipe through.
Christopher Idris Crawley.
So that's me.
Member.
Member.
At NFB of Arizona.
NFB of Arizona. Now here, if this is your contact page for your day job, for example, what you want to do here, instead of where I have member, you would put your job title and of course at followed by the place that you work.
Arizona.
And that's the state of Arizona. So for example, you can put let's say Paul Howard, business manager at T-shirt King of Florida or something along those lines.
linkapp.com/Christopher. Image. Call. Button.
So I have options to call.
Text. Button.
Text.
Email. Button.
And email at the top of my page because I prioritize that. As you begin to build your page, you're able to rearrange the elements that you include on your page. Let's continue swiping right.
About. I am a blend.
All right, so this is about my about page. Has a short bio about me, who I am, what I do, that sort of thing. I'm going to continue swiping.
Muslim Invocation, NFB Convention 2021.
So what this is right here is an embedded video. Another great thing about these digital pages is that you can include a lot of different elements here. So right here is a video of the invocation that I gave at the 2021 NFB National Convention. So I'm going to swipe.
Muslim Invocation, more. Pop-up play.
You can play the video right there.
Socials.
Now, here's another accessibility barrier here, and this is the social icons, right? So I have a couple of social icons here, but when you swipe through them,
Button. Blue sky, moon, button. Illustrations, logo.
so it doesn't give you the actual label. It tries to, identify what it is, but it doesn't give you the actual label. So that's another accessibility issue that I believe they can easily fix. And I think if enough of us use this app and benefit from it and, raise our voices a little bit, we can get these taken care of. So that's another accessibility issue there to be aware of. All right, so what I want to do here is go back to look at some of the options we have for adding content to our business page.
Button, banner, landmark. Back, banner, landmark. Text, button.
All right, so now we're going to swipe down.
Email, button.
I should say swipe right until we go down far enough.
About, edit. I am a edit. Muslim invoke, more. Play, socials, edit. Button, blue, button, hide, button, build your own page, powered by, / link, add content, button, content information.
This is what we want here, is add content. So let's take a brief look at this.
Add content types, web dialog. Choose the type of content you'd like to add to your page. Edit, reorder, and remove content at any time.
So this is where you're going to go to begin building your page. And these are some of the options that you have here.
Dismiss, button, links, customize how you share URLs on your page, button. Video, embed a YouTube or Vimeo video on your page, button.
Now, I will say that some of these options require you to upgrade to the Pro plan, which is around $5 a month. I know in order to, I believe it was the video that I embedded, I needed to upgrade to the plan in order to do that. Let's look at a few other of these options.
About me, write about yourself, or something that matters to you, button. Calendly button, directly link to your Calendly from your page, button. Social icons, choose from up to 20 social media icons to add to your page, button. Files, upload files to your page for others to view and / or download, button.
So some of these are self-explanatory, but on the surface, there are more uses that you can get out of many of these options. For example, the sharing of or downloading of files. This is a good place where you can upload your resume to your page to share it, with recruiters and potential employers. And I know this was a brief, but this was just a crash course in the Link app, kind of how to use it and that sort of thing.
Awesome, thank you. Brother Idris, do you want to say anything?
PowerPoint slideshow, digital business card presentation slides. The move item, press the OK. Stop share left there, plus right there button.
Yeah, definitely. And I know we don't have the other was Link, of course. The reason I didn't choose the Popple app is because it excluded a lot of people when it comes to the accessibility. Of course, people with low vision can use magnification in order to get around some of those screen reader accessibility barriers, but people like me have a lot more issue with that. So when you get a Popple card or download the Popple app, you'll eventually encounter situations where it's not reading the text field. So if you're able to get past the login process, which is a task in itself, when it comes to accessibility, you won't be able to change existing information because the screen reader just cannot interact with the fields the way they coded it. So Popple, but Link, while not perfect, is a much better option. It does have improved accessibility. It has a ways to go, of course, as you've heard, but you can definitely non-visually build your page and benefit from those services. Link also has a widget on the iPhone, so does Popple. And the purpose of that widget really is when you get one of these products, you are assigned a QR code. So what you can do is you can download the widget and you can put the QR code right on your home screen and someone can scan it with their phone. One thing I have encountered with the card that I have from Link, it has the QR code sticker on it, of course. But when I try to scan it, I have a few issues with my iPhone because the camera does have the option to scan QR codes. So what I did is the iPhone has a code scanner built in. So I went into the rotor and I added that to the rotor. And then when I need to scan something, I just open the control panel, tap that code scanner, and I'm able to scan the code from there. So I think Link is a game changer when it comes to, interactions and networking in fast-paced environments. The fact that you can just take a card and you can just tap it to someone's phone and, your information pops up. What happens is when you do that, a notification will pop up and they would have to click on that notification in order to access your page. And just to address a question that was in the chat earlier, the recipient does not need to have the app or have an account in order to interact with you. When you click on that notification, they can save your contact card from there. They can call, text, email you from there. They can also share their information from there. So hopefully that clears up things. I know there's a lot of information, but I'm welcome to answer any follow-up questions.
Awesome. Thank you, Brother Christopher. I do want you. Okay. So specifically, Brother Idris, I would like for you to discuss any safety or protections when it comes to anything that we discussed so far, and specifically for your digital business cards.
Right. So the Link card, it uses SSL, so all communication is secure and encrypted. So it's not anything to worry about there. It's just some of the stuff you spoke about earlier. Also with this, right? You don't want to walk up to somebody and grab their phone and tap your card on it, right? I mean, they're not going to know what you're trying to do. Like, what are you trying to do? Hack my phone? Like, what are you doing right now? You know what I mean? So if you're going to use the card, what I do is first explain to them what I have. This is my business card. It's a digital business card. And briefly, this is how it works. You tap it to the back of your phone, you'll get a notification. If you click on there, there's my information. You can save it and interact with it how you will. So when I interact with people using this method, I give them my card and I'll allow them to tap it onto their phone as opposed to me doing it, because it's a little weird. I don't want people touching my phone. I don't know about you.
Right.
So these kind of things, you have to consider. And like was spoken about earlier, you need to know who you're sharing your card or your information with. That is your responsibility. That is not the responsibility of the manufacturer. So when you're networking and all of that good stuff, just keep these kind of things in mind.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I do want to add for the safety, just to reiterate what Brother Idris Christopher said, is that when you are sharing, you have to know who you're talking to, and you have to tell them that this is your business card and this is the way that you're going to share your business card. Again, just mentioning what Brother Christopher was saying, but at the same time, knowing you're sharing with, telling them that this is your process, and then make sure that they're receiving it from the other side as well. And when you're doing the airdrop or sharing contact, just make sure for them to confirm that they received it or this is the person that you're sending it to, because there's a lot of people on airdrop or Bluetooth sharing, and you might just send it to someone accidentally. So making sure, not because you want to keep your data safe, but also you want to make sure that the other person is receiving your information. Okay. Another tip in general that Brother Christopher mentioned as well in his presentation is having multiple business cards or contact cards, for the specific events that you're going to in general, right? So preparing beforehand so many variations of your contact information depending on what spaces that you're going to go to and what events and networking spaces that you're going to be at. Okay, So he has one for NFB, and he has one for his personal work, and he has one for his other work. And so understanding that you have so many places, so many spaces, so many roles and responsibilities, and having those be reflected. And it's okay on the iOS and Amazon. I know there are a lot of questions coming up and hand raising, but we're almost done. Just bear with us a few more minutes, just a few more seconds. So there's a lot, what was I saying? Yeah, for the iOS and Android, you can still create different your contact information based on what events you're going, and you don't have to delete them or edit them every time. You can just have multiple ones of them, but you just gotta keep track of what's what, okay? Other than that, we do have other resources that we didn't go over and we didn't even explore, but it's there on the PowerPoint, and I'm gonna mention them right now. There's just two that you wanna, if you would like to go explore yourself and check it out. And then, for example, there's a business card scanner by COVVE, COV. And then the other one is
POPO.
Oh, POPO card.
And we also have LinkedIn digital card that Edris just presented also, and they're all in the chat for anyone reference to use the link to download the app.
Right. Awesome. And there's another one that just says digital business card that you can find on the App Store as well. These are just extra resources and the same ones that we discussed as well. So now we can open it up for questions and discussions. Just briefly.
Yeah.
We have a few more minutes for that. So I would like for you guys, if you would like this presentation and the resources that we're sharing, just email us at nfbmuslims.gmail.com, nfbmuslims@gmail.com. And in the meantime, I know there's hand raising, so please use Alt-Y to raise your hand if you're on the computer, and then *9 if you're on the phone, and then unmute once we ask you using Alt-A or unmute on your phone. This is the PC, by the way. I don't know the Mac version.
First, Misty Kingisti, sorry to mispronounce your name, but you have raised hand for a while.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so just a quick question again regarding the Android and iOS methods. I'll give you a use case. Let's say I have an iPhone, the other person has an Android. Is the contact card format that's used on iOS universal enough to where I can just they can read my contact details on their Android or add it to their Android? And if so, how does one go from iOS to Android in that situation?
Ahmed and Hasnain and Idris,
So,
y'all wanna?
So on the iPhone side, as far as I know, so for example, if you had a contact card created on your iPhone, you should be able to
Ahmed,
send it to.
you are muted or.
No, I can hear him fine.
I can hear him fine.
Okay,
Oh,
can you guys hear me?
Now
Oh,
I can
sorry.
hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, now we can hear everybody. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
So on the iPhone, if you have a contact card, and let's say that you share that contact through the text message or through the messages, I think on the receiving end, the Android person should be able to receive and to be able to view it. I don't have Android, but brother, his name can perhaps talk about what he received on the end for the Android.
Yeah, so I have both the iPhone and Android, and the thing is, it's tough to kind of wirelessly send it directly because there is no AirDrop is kind of non-existent on Android. The closest thing they have is something called Nearby Share. So I guess the easiest way method is to text it via the messages or send via another contact application. Let's say you have like Telegram or WhatsApp or Signal or any of those messaging applications. You can do it through that. And many of the like text fields are kind of fields in terms of the contact part are very similar. So like, as you might have heard, like between the two videos, like the fields such as first name, last name, email, phone, etc. There was a couple extra fields here and there, but those were like minor kind of differences, I would say. So
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so it's kind of, I would say, self-explanatory. And I think when you send it, it will show up in the format of the Contacts app of the device. So, and the other differences is like saving them. So you have different saving options on iPhone versus Android. So a lot of the differences are minor when it comes to the card itself. So I hope that answered your question.
Yes, it did. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Then we have Dr. Shubair. Dr. Shubair. Have a raised hand?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you very much, all the presenters, for these very wonderful presentations. I particularly enjoyed presentations by Ashley and Brother Idris. So just for housekeeping rules, I have a list of questions. I think they are 4 or 5. So should I just stick to 1 or 2 questions or ask one by one? What are the rules there?
Let's go with the first one, and then if you would like to stay for the remainder of it, and we can totally stay longer and answer your questions, if that's okay.
Okay, so I will ask the 2 crucial ones that are with regards to the Link app and the app that we talk about, barcode scanner.
Okay.
Regarding Link app, Brother Idris talked about, I think there was a payment option. Would you like to elaborate more on this, that how this payment system works and what is it all about? And also if there is a payment free option for the Link app as well or not. With regards to barcode scan app, we previously heard that there was options to create business contacts within your phones. So can you fetch the information already stored in your business contact or in your contact list? For instance, if I have saved my contact information with the name of Dr. Muhammad Shabir, lot of information, my name, companies, social media addresses, and all those stuff into barcode scan app. Would it be possible to fetch that information, or I have to enter all the information manually in the barcode as well as in Link apps? Thank you.
Brother Idris, if I may go first, in terms of the barcode, I'm not sure. But I'm happy to follow up with you on that. So far, what I've seen is you have to enter it yourself, because they have different pamphlets that you would like to do for the barcode. So for now, I am not sure, and I would like to follow up with you if you would like to put your email in the chat, and we can do that, or email us directly your question and specifically that question, and I can investigate that for you. Brother Idris?
Sure, I will put my email in the chat. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Brother Idris?
You're also welcome to email your questions at nfbmuslims@gmail.com as well. As for the Link app, yeah, there's definitely a free plan. You can create your account with your card that you have, and you can put basic information up there, like your name, your position, your company. I think you can even put like the bio up there as well. But the payment plan comes in when you want to get a little more fancy with it, or take it to the next level. So if you want to add like an embedded YouTube video, if you want the ability to upload a file, or if you want to add like your calendar or a link pay, you can actually receive payments from people through the link app as well. But those are, what you would call premium features. As for the tiers, I can't remember exactly how it went. I know they have like an annual option as well, but I'm on the pro plan, and that's $5 a month.
And I know Steve Cook also had the same question.
Yes, Steve.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Raised
All
hand.
right. Thank you, first of all, for this presentation. Like I said before it started, I saw a digital business card. I was like, yes, I definitely want to look at this. Mr. Chris, how much the physical card that you talked about, maybe I missed it or someone asked and I missed that as well, but where do you get that from and how much does it cost? And would you mind spelling the name of the app again, please, for me? Thank you.
Yes, sir. So the company is called Link. It's spelled LNIQ. I did not mention also what you just brought up, Steve, but also I did not mention that when you create your page through the Link app, you can also direct people to a URL because it's on the website as well. I don't know how accessible the website is, but the website is link, LINQ app.com. So you can go on there. I think you may be able to order it from there, but I'm simple and I want mine same day or next day. So I just ordered mine from Amazon. And you can order the card. The blue card I just got costs $15, and the black card I have costs $20. So it's a very good value for what you get. And
Definitely.
I think that was all your questions.
Yes,
Definitely.
thank you.
And you also have the link directly to the apps we also presented, including the one he talked about now.
And I also want to go over, before you continue, Brother Jaffer, that I will be at convention on the 30th of this month. So if anyone gets a card and they need help setting it up or whatever, I'm definitely willing to spend time with you through that process, because it's a very important tool in what we do. So if anyone needs any kind of assistance like that, you can also email us and I'll do what I can to help, inshallah.
Definitely. Same for me, Tasneem. I am also going to be at convention, so we can totally plan something that we can be in person. Our seminar, the NFB Muslims seminar, is on the 3rd of July on a Monday at 5 p.m. And we're happy to take some of that time to do some hands-on training and support.
That's what we have for chats and raised hand.
Okay, so let me answer a question in the chat. Besides audio recording from Pam Goodman said beside audio recording, will written instruction be available? We can share totally the PowerPoints. However, some of the video recordings don't have text for with it. But the recording of this presentation today should have picked up their transcription, so we can share the transcription as well. And if you are in need of more details and support, please reach out to us directly, and we can totally set up a time that you do, like we can support one-on-one. And then the QR code barcode scanner app that we talked about, if someone scans your QR code, it will not direct them to download the app. It will actually, if you create a contact, it will pop up as a contact on their screen, and they can save it. If it's a YouTube link, it will, like a video, will pop up a video. So it does not ask you to download the app, scanner app. So that's how versatile it is. Okay, I think I answered all the questions in the chat. Can we have a hand raised?
As you look for that, can I add something briefly?
Yes, go ahead.
I think I also mentioned that the link app, that you're not required to have that app in order to access the contact information, save it, and that sort of thing. Also, when you download the contact card from the web page, if you choose to do so, because again, you can text, call and that sort of thing. It knows what device you on, so it formats that card based on what device you're accessing it from. So if your contact card is created from Android, if you're on the iPhone and you try to download that contact card, it's going to be formatted correctly for the iPhone, since that's the device that you're using. So I just wanted to make that clarification.
Thank you. Okay, Jafar, who do we have next?
We have completed all the chat and also all of the raised hands. Unless you like, you can open your mic and speak if needed.
Yeah, anyone who wants to unmute and ask their questions, you can do so. And then we have Dr. Muhammad, if you want to continue with your questions.
Yes, but are there any other takers before I start my list?
Okay.
All yours.
Actually, Jafar, just give a few more seconds for people to unmute if they like to unmute.
Yeah, this is Hasnain.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much to Sister Tasneem and for hosting this session and guiding us through the presentation. And also thank you to Brother Jafar and Brother Idris. They're the ones who gathered all the presenters' videos and edited them, and also helped alongside Sister Tasneem and Sister Heather. They put together this presentation for us. So thank you so much for all the work that you're doing.
Thank you, Brother Hasnain, Brother Ahmed, Brother Sister Heather, Brother Jafar, Idris, and Abdullah. I think I got all of the presenters and contributor to this presentation. We couldn't have done it without everyone's contribution and involvement. We are, as the NFB Muslims Group, our members are very strong and tight-knitted and supportive for each other and everyone. So I really appreciate you guys taking your time and supporting this presentation and supporting the Federation of the Blind and the movement and supporting the blind individuals. So thank you, all of you guys. I really appreciate you.
And also to Sister Yasmin, she's not here, member of the Maryland affiliate. If it wasn't for her suggestion, we probably wouldn't be here today.
Exactly. So thank you, Sister Yasmin from Maryland. She's a long, deep member of the NFB, especially in Maryland, for years and years. In 2000, I don't remember what year she's at, but for more than 20 years, I confidently say. She gave us the idea and we ran with it. So we appreciate her suggestion and her support as well, and everyone in our group as well. So any questions or comments before we have Brother Dr. Muhammad? And in the meantime, I do want to thank everyone that's here today. If feel free to stay. Thank you for being here and joining us. I hope this presentation was beneficial to you. Any follow-ups or any hands-on interactions that you would like from us, please email us at nfbmuslims@gmail.com, nfbmuslims@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to support. But in the meantime, I'm going to stay a little bit longer to see if any discussions or questions.
And also, I don't know if his name was mentioned, but Jazakallah khair to Brother Abdullah as well for being here and contributing.
Thank you. Thank you, Abdullah.
Thank Dr. Muhammad. I think he's up. I don't think there's any other questions.
Yeah, go ahead, Brother Dr. Abdullah Muhammad.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I think it was Brother Hasnan who presented the iOS app. So my question about that is that in iOS 16, there are multiple options of saving your contacts with different emails. So is there a way with which we can arrange the contacts among different storage points? For instance, if I have two emails, one with the Gmail ID and the other with the iCloud ID, and some of my contacts are stored in one ID, and I want to shift those contacts from one to the other. Is there a possibility? If so, how would I do that?
So Brother Ahmed and Sister Heather are presented in the iOS. So if I can have them unmute. And just to clarify, just to make sure that we understand your question, you're asking on after, like if you're sharing your contacts with someone else and you have the iCloud email and the Gmail, will they be able to access the iCloud?
It's not about sharing. It's actually about the storage of your contacts,
Okay.
about the organization. Yes.
Okay. So Sister Heather, I think, has more to say about that.
So, well,
go ahead, Brother Ahmed.
Okay, I'll just add. So your question when it comes to storing on the iPhone, right? They are generally saved in the iCloud, right? Because the only difference I think is you have a lot of saving options where you save it to. When you are creating an Android, you might have different options as to which Gmail you're gonna save it to. But on the iOS, they will be saved in your iCloud or in your iPhone either, right? And if you click on all contacts category, it will show you all the contacts that you have, including iCloud and iPhone. So generally, they're saved to your iCloud. When you create a contact and click save, they're generally saved to your iCloud, not in any particular Gmail, but in your iPhone's iCloud.
You can control the settings under the contact app by saying to anything that's going to be saved from now on to be saved on a specific email or account.
And this can be found, sorry to cut in, Dr. Saab, but this can be found in the settings app. If you go into settings and then you go, you can either search on the top or you can scroll all the way until you hear contacts, and this particular setting that which Sister Tasneem is talking about will be found in there. Let me look for you and I'll get you the exact thing. Give me a minute.
Oh, so under the contacts app, there's a button on the top left that says groups. And okay, I have the old version, by the way. This is the old version, iOS version. But under groups, you should be able to highlight certain accounts that you have.
Yeah, so that would be how to navigate all the contacts that are saved under which account. But also you can make your life easier by going to the actual settings app and navigating to setting up the default contacts app, the default account. And if your default account is iCloud, all new contacts that you save will just default save into the iCloud. If you choose another account as a default, it'll save into those. And it's just to make your life easier, set the one that you prefer as a default, and it'll automatically save into that every time you hit save.
Thank you for clarifying, Abdullah.
We do have another person with their hand raised, just for your information.
Okay, Dr. Muhammad, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. I do have a question about link, but I can follow that up with Brother Idris directly if he allows.
Brother Idris?
I can answer right now.
Okay, I think I will follow it up with you directly, Brother Idris. Thank you.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
Want to, Brother Muhammad's Brother Idris offered if you would like to ask him now or later, whichever you prefer.
Okay, so Brother Idris, the thing is that I live in Pakistan, so I think I may not be able to order the card for the Link app directly. So if if I stored my information on the Link app and printed the barcode on a simple card, would that work?
So if you, I don't know about regional restrictions, but you do have the ability to access your QR code and print it out and put it on anything you want to, and it should work.
So you don't need to purchase the actual physical card, is that correct?
You do not need to purchase the actual physical card.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. We have I Learn hand raised. Can you please represent yourself and your question?
Good afternoon. My question is about the Links card. I noticed that Christopher had a blue card. So is the card actually blue in color? And is the digital card, does it have like a blue background? Are you aware of that? Since there are different color cards.
That voice sounds familiar. Who is this?
This is Sabrina.
I thought so. Miss Sabrina Simmons, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. To answer your question, my card is blue. Unfortunately, I'm unable to give you details beyond that. I do know, since you're a successful entrepreneur, that you do have the ability to customize the card with your company logo and so on.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good presentation too.
Great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate that. Yeah.
Right.